It's funny. I had this thing in my mind saying, life is like a domino. We all fall down. If you notice how money, if you look at money, money is like dominoes. Follow the trail of money, and when one thing, when one business or corporation go out, then the domino effects happens. It's like one big huge domino effect. That's what I would call it, the domino effect. I don't know why I call it the domino effect, but that's exactly how it works in this world. If one falls, we all fall with it, you know? If you understand. If you look at the food industry, the farmers who are producing the food, and then we're the ones who buying the food, and then and then it's pretty interesting how it's everything is related to everything, politics, religion, funny corporations and business. It's like, yeah, they're just like one big huge domino, you know. All I can see is one's gonna fall and then another one's gonna fall. There's gonna be a big huge chain reaction within the greedy money world, greedy ass fucks. Greedy ass fucks don't realize that everything is connected. Everything is connected in this world. I think that's the whole design of this world, is everything that is connected. Because it's easier to control, especially with money. Money is a control tool. That's what it is. It's a control tool to control your life. You don't have no freedom. The delusional fucks who say that you're free, but they're paranoid. I realize that people with money are very paranoid and schizophrenic. Very paranoid schizophrenic, because they have no trust for each other. There is no trust in this, especially in America. There is no trust. We're not united. Only time I realized that only time we were united is when the Twin Towers fall down. That's the only time, for that one moment, for that one fucking day. That's the only time we were united. And after that, it just faded away, and we're not united no more. And then all the paranoid schizos, since they created this fake scenario to make believe that, it was Obama, Obama, fucking Bin Laden, that kind of like, it tells you something, how backwards we are as human beings. Want to take revenge on is basically the tower. To me, in my personal opinion, the towers were done by our own people. We're done by our own people, and they're ritualistic. We have ritualistic Luciferians, as we could say, Luciferians, cults. We got cults. I mean, if you look at war is like a cult. They have to sacrifice their youngs. They have to sacrifice your youngs to, it's pretty weird, and it's religion too. It's a religious cult that you have to sacrifice yourself. For because you swore on the Bible when you fucking get recruited. You swore. It's funny about that. It's like you swear on the Bible on every fucking thing in the United States. So it is a religion. If you're swearing on the Bible, military, you do swear on the Bible. When you first get recruited, you do swear on the Bible, and then your life is a contract. So the government has control of your life. So there you go. You're still not free, and you're being a slave to the fucking government. Getting a minimum wage Mexican pay. You get a low wage Mexican pay, but you get free war. I mean, you get free housing, even though they have shitty ass. The first barrack, like I said, the first barrack I lived in was an old World War II building, an old World War II building. You know, and that kind of fucked up. Get secondhand living. We get the secondhand living in the fucking barracks. Depending on what fucking MOS you have. If you're special forces, oh yeah, you get the best treatment of them all if you're special forces. Because I've been to the special forces barracks, they get way better treatment than we do, especially when it comes to they make sure they're fed and everything. They have better living compared to us. Even though we were 88 mics, truck drivers, we didn't have the we didn't have the we don't we didn't have the best of anything. The only thing I liked about it is I didn't have to go in the field that much. The first year I was in with my first year with my first year with my fucking squad. I didn't go field. Second year I went out for a week. I think third year I went out for a week and then I spent a night in the fucking hotel for another week. Fourth year we did 2 weeks. So that's what they can afford. So yeah, military is a business. It runs like a business, and you're a slave in the military because they indoctrinate you and train you to be a killing machine. So you can kill other human beings like you in their religious beliefs. So basically, your religion goes against another religion. How dishonorable is that? To kill another human being like you. How dishonorable is that? To kill another human being like you in this world because you like killing other human beings. You don't trust other human beings, even though you live on the same planet. This one doesn't make any sense. Is that you live on the same fucking planet. You live on one planet, and here you are fighting amongst each other, and you call yourself peaceful people, peaceful and loving people. You call yourself peaceful and loving people. The religious nutbags out there call themselves peaceful, and loving people. Look at how fucked up our planet is. Look how fucked up our planet is, and you calling yourself peace and loving people? You're not. You like to enslave people with your peace and love. That's what you like to do. This is exactly how it works in this world. Like I said, we sell everything. We sell our life. We sell love. We sell. You have to get a fucking certificate for every fucking thing in this world. It shows you how fucking corrupt human beings are in this fucking planet. There's no love. Love is just a fucking illusion in this world. There is no love in the world. Because everybody, like I said, everybody in this world like to tear each other down in their religious belief, their political belief, even in corporation and in the competition. Yeah, it shows you that there's no love at all. Just robots, religious robots. That's what they are. Religious robots. Always come up with something new in this world. I always come up with something new in this world. You live on one planet, and here you are fighting amongst each other like little children. Only children's fight amongst each other on one planet. Even though religious nutbags. That they mimic. I realize that they love mimicking people like me to make themselves look like, oh, we're good people. They're not. They just give you the illusion. They're money hungry, money gold. I mean, they have the gold fever. Religious nutbags have the gold fever, because they're so love infatuated with gold and money. Just like the corporation is a religion too. Yeah, corporation is a religion too. I guess everything is a religion. Everything is a religion. You get on your knees and you beg. And then when you have no money, you get on your knees and you beg. and then you have the wishful thinking. It's funny, the wishful thinking. I hate that. The wishful thinking. That's a curse to have the wishful think. And it's all related to corporations and materialism. Wishful thinking is all related to corporations and materialism. If you notice that, it all relates to business and materialism on the wishful thinking. Because so if you're poor, you wish you had a bigger house. If you're poor, you wish you had a bigger car, a nicer car. It's all related to corporations and money. Money, everything is related to money. I think every single thing, every single thought that we have is related to money. Because we always have wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. The dreams that these fuckers, these con artists came up with. They came up with the dreams. Live a dream. You gotta live a dream. The con, that's the biggest con. I realize that's the biggest con on this fucking planet. The dream. Only the very few can live their dream, but the rest of us have to suffer. Isn't that pretty interesting how it works? Because they're going to keep on giving you the hype. Every day they're going to give you the hype. They're always going to give you the hype in this world. They like giving you the hype and this false, the false hopes. These false hopes that they wishing, always wishing. Because it's funny. I was like that when I was young. Always had wishful thinking. I realized it didn't get me nowhere. It didn't get me nowhere. And I realized I hadn't fucking gained anything. It's funny. I ain't gained anything. I slowly, gradually, after the 34 years, I was still at the same peak. Of working hard. Working hard is the biggest bullshit on this fucking planet. Working hard is the biggest bullshit. I don't care what side, left or right. Working to make somebody rich is the biggest scam on this fucking planet. It's rich people, trillionaires. They scammed us. They fucked us in this world. They fucked us really good. Right now they're fucking us again. And then all of a sudden we take their shit. I don't get. As one thing about you humans, I don't get why you take these fucking trillionaires and millionaires and these suits of politics and religious nutbags. Why do you listen to these fuckers? It's like then you're not going to get nowhere. I realize that we don't get anywhere with these fuckers. Ones who believe in money and bitcoins. I don't give a shit with any currency. I don't care what currency. You don't get nowhere. You're just stuck. It's funny. It's like I talked to a girl that never left her town. She was born in that town, but never left her town. It tells you how uncultural America is. America is the most uncultural state. If you think when it comes to money, when you don't have enough money, when you don't have enough money, you can't go anywhere unless you want to go join the army. That's the only thing you can do. You have two choices: join the army, or fucking work below minimum wage. I mean, army is below minimum wage. Yeah, working in the service below minimum wage. Working for the government is below minimum wage because they won't pay the fuck out of you. I know it comes out of our tax dollars, paying them. But I guess we're cheap bastards too ourselves if we look at that, paying our taxes. All that tax money, where does all that tax money go to? I mean, we're paying a shitload of money, shitload of taxes, which I don't get. Where does that go to? Like I said, our government, we have two governments running. We have two governments in America. We have two different governments. We have two separate governments in America. The taxes are funneled. I realize that the taxes in America are funneled to the other government. I call it the dark government. The other part, you wonder why we're paying so much taxes. You wonder why is the poor paying more taxes than the rich? Why is the poor paying more taxes than the rich? Why is the rich getting away with a lot of shit in this world? Why are the rich assholes? That's why I say we should ban rich assholes. We should not have rich or poor on this fucking planet. We should not have any rich or poor people on this fucking planet. We should just ban profit people. People who profit should be banned off this fucking planet. People who profit, people who believe in their politicians should be banned. Right, left, politics too. Banned of politics too, because it's not for the people. We should just get rid of the politics, get rid of the profit makers. You know, I think it would be a better world without them. I believe that it would be a better world without these fuckers. I believe it would be a better. And knowing these motherfuckers, these manipulators, they'll say, no, no, you can't live without us. You can't do without us. You can do without them. You don't need to pay tax. Why do we pay taxes? We don't need to pay taxes to to fix our roads. We should destroy at least 90% of our roads. We should destroy 90% of our roads in America. We should destroy 90% of our roads in America. We don't need them. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about the animals' well-being. You got to understand, the animals is part of life too. If you can't function with the animals, then you're fucking holding. I realize that human beings are holding animals for hostage too. Because they don't have the rights to be free themselves? Don't they have the rights to be free themselves, these animals? Because without them, we need them just as they need us. But these fuckers don't understand their own environment. I realize that these greedy ass fucks don't give a fuck what they are. Even forest rangers, I don't give a shit what they are. They don't understand their own environment. They don't even understand their own planet. These greedy ass fucks do not understand the planet they live on. Only thing they're concentrating, they're like a robot. Only thing they care about is making the almighty green dollar. Only thing they want to care about is making the almighty green dollar, but not caring for the environment at all. They don't care about the environment. You wonder why you have a food shortage. You wonder why you have a food shortage. That means that tells you something. That tells you that these fuckers don't know how to. They don't understand their environment. They do not understand the environment they're on. They don't know how to balance the environment. That's why I say go look at the natives. Go to the natives because they're the one who knows the environment better than they do. They know the environment better than they do, the native people. These fucking idiots, corporate profit makers, they're the fucking idiots on this fucking planet. Anybody who believes in corporations and religion and fucking politics, they're the fucking idiots on this fucking planet. They're the ones making everybody else suffer. Isn't that kind of interesting how they're the most unbalanced people? Human beings, civilized people are the most unbalanced people on this fucking planet. And they have a low survivability rate. When it comes to money, like I said, when it comes to money, we have a low survivability. We do have a low survivability when it comes to money. That's the design of how they want us to be. That's how they want us to be designed. To have a low survivability, If I go back in the past, I'd be fucking in shape. Because I had to survive in the wilderness and have to keep myself alive. Yeah, you have to be super duper in shape. If you're not super duper in shape, like me, I have a low survivability, which is good. I like to have a low survivability because it gives me a low chance of living. That's the whole objective of me because I know for a fact I have a low chance of surviving in this world, being who I am. That's for a fact. I can tell you the people that are fucking with me. I can tell you for a fact the people that are trolling me, they have the lowest survivability. I realize they have a low survivability, especially when it comes to video games. When it comes to they'll die playing video games. This is exactly the people who are fucking with me will die playing video games. You know, that's exactly who they are. They'll die playing video games because, I don't think they can survive outside their own house. I don't think they can survive at all. The people who are fucking with me, I don't think they have a high chance of survival. Because here they are making fun of people. So the trolls are making enemies. If you look at that way, if trolls are making enemies, then therefore they have a low chance of surviving in this world. Because it's funny about them. It's like, yeah, you don't know who they are, but sooner or later people will figure out who they are, and how they figure out how they're gonna. I mean, will they troll people in the real world? But these fuckers troll people in the real world. I like to see them troll people in the real world. Yeah, they'll get shot. They will get shot. Trolls. If you're a troll, you're gonna get shot. Pissing people off. Yeah. Because I think anybody who is a troll has a low survivability. Because they're so used to being with their mommies and daddies. Isn't that fascinating? Survivability of a person behind a computer. They have a really low chance. They're very low. They have a really low chance of surviving. If they're really good, if they're really smart, if they have any sense, but most educated people don't have common sense. I realize that most educated people do not have common sense whatsoever. It's like, it's funny. I had a friend that was really educated. He couldn't even put a top over a jar. He couldn't even open the jar the way he did it. I mean, he was so smart, he couldn't even open a fucking jar. I mean, yeah, his survivability, he has a really low survivability. Yeah, you can have all the education in the world, you still have a low survivability, I know my survivability, I think I would last about a week, I think I would last about a week, if the food shortage do, when the food shortage do come, I think I'll last about a week. Because knowing me, being the idiot that I am, I'm going to give my food away. Being an idiot that I am, I'm going to give my food away. I'm going to feed others who needs to be fed. But that's the way it goes with me. Because I'm not worried about me. I'm not worried about me. I'm willing to starve for somebody else. That's the way I am. I'm willing to starve myself for somebody else, even though it's just temporary. Even though it's just temporary, because they're going to end up being starved anyways, At least they can prolong their life for a little bit, That's all they can do. But, these greedy-ass gold fucks, I don't think so. They're so paranoid, they're afraid to get shot. They're so paranoid, they're so afraid to get shot, and they're judging. It's funny, the ones who are that are prepping. I realize that the ones who are prepping, I mean, yeah, they got the shotgun. They're going to defend. The ones who are prepping, who have a year's supply of food, they're going to shoot your ass. They will shoot your ass. So if I were you, I would not go near the ones who are the preppers. I would not go near the preppers, to be honest. Because you have a good chance of getting shot, unless you want to get shot. So yeah, those are the ones you got to worry about. The ones who are prepping, you got to worry about them, because they're going to defend their food. They're going to defend their food. So yeah, I know exactly what goes through their minds. I know exactly what goes through their fucking minds. They're all out for themselves. They're all out for themselves. The preppers. They're all looking out for their own ass. Just like me, I'm looking out for my own ass, but I'm not gonna live as long as they are. I'm not gonna live as long as they are. That's exactly the way it goes. This is exactly how it goes. But I'm eating. I'm enjoying. Like I said, every day for me is the last meal. Every day, every time is the last meal for me. So I'm enjoying every last meal that I can eat. Once that goes. Oh yeah, I do have a book on. I do have a book on. I think I got. Wait a minute. Let's see if I got it. Here we go. I found it. This thing right here. Patterson Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs. They'll tell you what you can eat. Let's see. Let's look up one. Let's see. Should say edible on here. Trees, shrubs. How to use this book. This book is okay. Species covered, area covered, botanical, medical terms. Yellow yellow orchids. Adam and Eve root, putty root. Perennial 7/16 inch. Okay. On a leaf mold in woods. It tells you where you can get this. It tells you what plants. It tells you what plants are poisonous and what plants are edible. It says warning: all lady slippers may cause dermatitis. All lady slippers are too rare to harvest. Some are protected as federally listed, state listed endangered species. All terrestrial orchids are protected international trade. Let's see. You can eat wheat too. Here's one. Butter and egg toadflax. I've seen this one. Yellow cordell is among several yellow flowers. Cordell species blooms foliage trees. Touch me not, family. Yellow jewelweed. Yellow jewelweed. These are used to treat poisons, ivy rash in most areas. Is much less common than jewelweed. So yeah, it tells you this will tell you what can heal you. Plants. They're the better healer. Flower in an umbrella. I've seen that one. Smooth bunch of annual of 10 glacious, 2 to 4 feet, leaves finely dissected into linear segments, characteristic fragrance of dill. Flavoring for dill pickles. Huh. Flower in umbelled within 30 to 40 spreading rays to 6 inches. Individual flower yellowish June to September. Fruits half as wide as long as 3/8 inches long. Where to found garden soil occasionally throughout the U.S. absent Southeast alien Europe use dill leaves a tropical use of flavor considered digestive and carbonated yolk medicine for conditioning or gastronomical urinary tract reduce. Yeah, this is more about healing. Let's find out. We gotta find the edibles. Maryland, North Carolina, Arkansas. Blood disorder. Huh. Yeah. Let's find weed. Let's look for weeds. Lamb quarter pigweed. Highly variable annual weed, 1 to 3 feet. Stems often mealy red, streak, leaves somewhat diamond shaped, coarsely smooth, mealy white beneath the flower, greenish inconspicuous in clusters. June and October were found gardens, fields, waste places throughout our area. Alien, probably from Europe, one of the most successful cosmetologist weed in the world uses. The Cherokee ate leaves to treat stomach aches and prevents scurvy. Cold tea used for diarrhea. Leaf pollenize, burns, folk remedy, disorder. These considered edible. Yeah, here's what they look like. This one right here. These are considered edible. It's another healing where you don't need to pay $1,000 fucking dollars, $2,000 to fucking get healing. Wormwood. Aromapenia, leaf silver, greenish yellow, escape cultivation, use alien, used for bitter tonic, stigmatic digestion to treat dysphoria, particularly in those who drank too much alcohol. The famous flavor bases have seen banned in Europe and the U.S. 1915 legalized in Europe. You know what does I mean? How is it U.S. banning natural growth weed? You know, they ban flowers and weeds, and that's always been in this planet. You know, and here it shows you how stupid. You know how stupid America is. America is really stupid when it comes to plants. You know, because how they know is, it's like why it's like it's funny that cured for, finding the cure for cancer is in the fucking Amazon. The Amazon have all those fucking weeds, have all those different fucking plants, and it's funny how the US will charge you an arm and a leg for that fucking the cure for the cancer. It really shows you how much they don't really fucking care. Corporate people do not fucking care, because they're willing to take advantage of a plant that has certain medicinal, that is supposed to be helping you, and these fuckers are charging between 50 to fucking $200,000-300,000 for a fucking plant. It really shows you how they don't really care. The only thing they care about is making the almighty dollar. They don't care about you. The pharmaceutical don't care about you. The pharmacy doesn't care about you, because the only thing they want to do is keep you sick. Because that's how they make their money, is to keep you sick. If you don't get sick, they can't make no money. And then when they go hunting for a particular plant, yeah, these greedy ass motherfuckers. Oh, now we got inflation. The same plant you're gonna buy that's $200,000. Now it's gonna be double. It's gonna be $400,000. And how in the hell, if you need that cure so bad, how in the hell can you afford? How in the hell you cannot afford to have that plant that can cure you? It shows you that these greedy ass fuckers do not really care. It shows you that these greedy fuckers do not really fucking care on this fucking planet. And it proves, and it's 100% fact. It's 100% fact. These greedy ass, money hungry gold diggers do not give a fuck about human life or life itself. They don't give a fuck about life itself, the life on this fucking planet. They don't. They have no ounce of compassion of caring for life itself. That's 100% fact. Because I'm living it. I'm living it every day. I'm living it. I'm living the truth every fucking day. And I have people here living in their whole hot. I don't know what kind of pot do you smoke if you can't see that? What kind of pot do you smoke if you can't see what's right in front of your fucking ass? And it shows you how much you are not exploring or not asking questions about what's going on in this planet. Hospitals do not care. It's funny. 106, since he's a millionaire, they'll care about him more than they care about me if I don't have any money. If I don't have any money, they're going to take 106 over me. That's exactly how hospitals are. Because 106 has all the money, and they're going to fucking neglect me. That's exactly how these hospitals work. The hospital is a business. A pharmacy is a business. So that means they don't care. If they're, all the hospitals, they're all corporate run. They're all corporate run hospitals, Isn't that kind of fucking interesting that these fuckers do not fucking care? I don't give a fuck what side of politics. I don't give a fuck right or left. I don't give a fuck. They do not care, And then the stupidity of doing the paperwork in hospital, the stupidity of doing it paperwork for identification purpose, It really shows you how much they don't really care, because they want to make sure that you can pay, because they want to keep your identity. This is a paranoid schizophrenics that they are. This is what a paranoid schizophrenic is, because they're worried if you don't pay them. They're worried if you don't have any insurance. If you don't have any insurance, if you don't make enough to pay insurance, you don't make enough to have insurance for your fucking, for your for your company, because you need to make as much money as you can. If you want to survive in this world, it's funny, you don't need insurance. It's funny, I've done it. I've done a couple of times where I didn't have no insurance. I went to the hospital, having no insurance one time. Yeah, I've seen how it's done. I guess 106 don't have. I think 106 don't have the experience of not having money going to the hospital, because the way they do it. When I went to the hospital in Atlanta, yeah, they took me into their office because I didn't have no insurance card. This is what they do. They create it's like getting a car loan. When you go to the hospital, it's like getting a car loan. So they'll figure out how much it's going to cost after you do all the tests and all the bullshit that comes with it, the pills and all that shit. They're going to give you the final cost of everything, and then they're gonna give you monthly payments. So yeah, it shows you it's definitely 100% a business. That these fuckers, like, if you don't make enough, if you can't make even $2,000 a month, then how can you afford to pay the hospital on the hospital pay? Because they charge outrageous amount of money, unless they give you a discount. So you can afford to pay them off. It shows you that they are really loving people. Are they really loving people? No, I don't think so. I don't think people in the hospital, I don't think people of, I don't think people in the medical field are very compassionate people. You know, what's better, if you see a doctor driving in a Porsche, if you see a doctor driving a Mercedes, it shows you what compassion he really has. Shows you what compassion he really has. And then I see these religious nutbags hospitals, the Christian hospitals. It's like, yeah. And then I realized that they don't give a fuck. People in the hospitals do not give a fuck. People who believe in money do not give a fuck about you. You know. And yeah, I did see. I did. They did. One thing about this. People like to record. People love to record on YouTube. You know. And I was watching a hospital kicking an old lady out because she had no insurance, and they recorded it on the iPhone. This is the best recorder. This is where you find all the facts. Is what the people they experience. People love to show their experience. It's funny when I say this is where most of your experience come from. This is where I see most of the. This is where I see most of the pathetic. This is how I see all you pathetic fucks are. It's because people like to record. They love recording you. They love to record you. People love recording everything. They use it for they record everything. They use that for the fucking going on the jury trial. For jury. Going to court. And people record because it's always backing. This is the way you back yourself up. Yeah, I saw. That's funny. Yeah, this man saw an old lady. You know what she did? They didn't bother to give her clothes back. This is the hospital. They didn't bother to give her clothes back or let her put her clothes on. So they kept her in the gown, and it's snowing out there. And they just fucking, what they did is they wheelchaired her out and they left her there. It shows you what fucking cold-hearted fucks that they are. It's like, I still think about that, what hospitals can do. If you don't have no money, then these fuckers will kick you out. It shows you how much they really care. These corporate fucks, fucking hospitals. It shows you really how you really fucking care. Do they really fucking care? No, they don't. It's all about money. Now, I mean, I've been to hospital. When I got my fucking when I got COVID, right? All I got, what they do now? They give you a little tag. Like I said, they give you a little tag, and you have a little bar, and all they do is go beep, beep, beep. They have the product, and they go beep, 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 beep. So they're just billing you. They're billing you on everything that you have. They're billing you for every product that they give you. So when they have a scan code, they're scan coding you now. This is modern medicine. They're using codes. Now you're a number. You're a number. You're gonna be a number, just like everything else in life. We're all fucking numbers. We're all fucking numbers. See, they treat corporations. They give us an ID number. They give us an employee ID number. So no, you're really a number. Government, they give you a social security number. So you're still a fucking number. So you're not really a fucking human being. You're not treated like a human being. I have to agree with Gabriella. I have to agree with the Gabriella. I have to agree with her, Gabriella, because it's like, these hospitals, I look at the medical. It's like they're out to fucking bleed us dry. Even though you have no money, they're gonna still be out there to bleed you dry. You wonder where homeless people come from. So homeless people come from hospitals. Homeless people come to hospital because they kind of like drained everything out of your fucking bank. Say, oh, I can't afford to pay this, and then they kick you out, and you got no place. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your rent. You can't pay your fucking Your fucking car payment, yeah, it shows you exactly how what your situation is. You know, you have a choice. You have a choice. You know, this is exactly what they give you. You know, they give you an outrageous fucking bill where that you have to pay. You know, it's like they just give you whatever amount. This is exactly how they do it. What they did to me. They gave me whatever the amount. And it's going to be like $900. You got to pay $900 right now. You got to pay $900. So you had a choice: pay $900 or pay the mortgage. You had a two choice: pay the $900 to the hospital or pay the mortgage. What are the two choices you have? The $900 or the mortgage, or missing one payment of your mortgage. You know? Yeah, it really shows you how much these fuckers don't think about. They don't think about shit. They don't think about anything. They don't even have a thought about anything. They don't even think about the situation that we're in. Yeah, they try, it's funny. It's like you go to hospitals like going to a car dealer. The car dealer wants to know everything, all the expense that you have. The car dealer. They want to know all the expense that you have so you can afford to pay that car off. And then they take advantage and say, okay, we'll just add on some more payments and see how much we can push you on the payments. This is what car dealers do. They push you on how much more you can put on your payment. That's it's not the dealer. It's not the guy who deals with the car. It's the other guy. When you finish the deal, when you do the contract, that's the other guy you need to worry about. That's the guy you need to worry about because he's going to really con and scam you. The one who's doing the contract for the car dealer. So hospitals are the same way. Hospitals are the same way. They're just car dealers. They want to make sure, if can you pay this off right now? Can you make this payment right now? If you say no, so yeah, you have to find they have to set you up with some kind of finance. So yeah, that means how could you survive? See, that's why I don't go. It's like I never go to hospitals. I haven't been to. All the time I've been to hospitals when I went to COVID. That was the first time I ever done a hospital. I avoid hospitals. I'm gonna die. I don't give a shit. If I get cancer, I'll die. If I don't give a shit. I don't trust. I do not trust money grubbing fucking hospitals. You know. That's the way I am. I don't trust nobody in corporations. I don't trust anybody because I'm gonna just fucking die of fucking if I have cancer, I'm gonna die. I don't give a shit. At least I didn't have to pay for it. When I die, shit, like I said, burn me into ashes and put me in a big a $2 big golf cup. Put my ashes in a $2 big golf cup and throw me over and just walk into the park and throw me in the park. That's it. That's all I want. I don't want no grave. Fuck you. I don't want a fucking grave. I don't want to pay for a fucking $2,000, $3,000 grave. My parents. It's funny. My parents bought themselves. I think my parents bought themselves a grave. I think they already have a grave ready for them. And I don't want one. I don't want it. I don't want to. I want. It's like religious people. They have the saying. They like to be. They want to remember their fucking people. I don't want to be remembered. I really don't want to be remembered. Who gives a fuck? Fuck you. I don't want to be remembered. That's the way I am. Fuck you. Fuck your grave. Because grave is just like real estate. I look at grave as almost like real estate. If you notice that, having a grave is like having a real estate. You're buying a real estate. It's a lot for your little coffin. It's like I don't want to be stuck like those other spirits in the fucking cemetery. I don't want to be stuck like those spirits in the cemetery. Yeah, I'm laughing at 106 right now. I love his what do you expect? People of money are fake. Yeah, that's 100% fact. People are money are 100% fake. That's why I'm laughing at him right now. You know, I mean, right now he's just making fun of me in his own sarcastic way. I mean, that's the way 106 is. Is like, yeah, he, he's just exactly like, yeah. I mean, he's typical, normal human being. I'm just laughing at him because I like laughing at him because he's pretty much a in my perspective, he's a clown. You know, He's- yeah, I agree with you, Gabriella. I agree with you. You know, yeah. I'm just. I mean, we live in a land of frauds. I mean, corporate people of money, don't care what currency that you believe in. They're all frauds. They're all fakes and liars. That's all they are. Because that's the only way you make it through life. That's the way you make it through life. You have to be a fake and a fraud in this world. And 106 is just giving himself away. That's all he's doing. He's just giving himself away, because he wants to feel, I think he wants to feel dominant or something. He wants to prove that he's right. I'm a millionaire and I'm right. That's what he's saying, and you're wrong. I don't know. I think he's the most I realize that 106 is the most delusional person. Just like all the other trolls that are fucking with me, they're all delusional, just like him. They all live in their own la la land. I call it, yeah, I call it la la land because they live in their fantasy world. You know, they don't want to see the real world for what it is. So this is exactly what 106 is. He doesn't like to see the real world for what it is. Because he lives in this delusional mind that, yeah, for being a millionaire, yeah, everything's okay with him because he's okay with that, living in that millionaire illusion, because it's like he has no problems. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that he likes to stay. I mean, that's comfortable. Oh yeah, 106. You're always going to be a delusional motherfucker, in my perspective. That's what you are. And you're a great con man. I'm telling you, 106, you are a great con man. You know, you're a very good con man. That's all you do is like con and scamming people. You're trying to con and scam me right now. That's all you do. That's what you do best is con and scam people like me. Because you want to say I am right. Yeah, because I seen your last words. You know, I've seen how you are as a con man. You are definitely a con man. That's how I look at you because you do treat people unfairly. You like to treat people like me unfairly. I see that clear as day. You know. It's funny. It's funny. I like exploiting rich people. It's funny. I hate rich people. I hate them. I can't stand the fuck out of rich people. You know, they're nothing but spoiled snobs. That's all they are. They're spoiled snobs like you. You're spoiled. Undisciplined. I realize that rich people are undisciplined people, you know, and spoiled in their materialism. That's what happens. When the more you make, the more you love materialism. The more you're into your materialism. I kind of like. I'm sick of our materialistic reality. I realize that I'm sick of the materialistic reality that we live in. We're so reliant on it. It really makes us more ignorant in our materialistic reality because it's not really helping people. Materialism is not really helping people. You're not really helping people. You're just feeding off people. That's all you do. You just feed off people's fear and your materials. You love fear. I mean, it's pretty obvious that rich people love putting fear on poor people. It's pretty obvious that rich people love putting. Look at you, 106. You're the best example of like to put fear on me. You love putting fear on me. You love being sarcastic, and that's what you are. You're like the typical rich asshole. You are the typical rich asshole. You know that likes fear. You like using fear tactics. Rich people. I mean, the whole society, the society that we live in, is based on fear. So you love fear tactics. You always use fear in this world. You like to. This shows you. Fear shows you that you're dominant. That's what it means. Fear shows you that you are dominant in this world. You like to be the dominant one when you produce fear because you want to. Yeah, that's exactly what you are. It's like is the world survival of the fittest. Understanding the survival of the fittest, you have to be dominant. But you use money. You use money to be dominant. That's exactly how it works. Only a weakling like you would use money to be dominant. But in reality, the poor people are actually more stronger than 106 because 106 is a weakling because he has all that money. I realize money makes him weak. Money makes us weak. I realize that money makes us weak in every way. Money does make us weak. It's funny. I'll compare 106 to the dog man in the national park. His survivability is way higher than fucking 106. This fucker is so wild. This guy, this dog man stands upright, has a humanoid body, wolf's head, has a way higher survivability than 106 does. This guy will hunt you. They're in packs. Like wolves, they're always in packs. Yeah, they'll fucking corner you. They'll corner you, then they'll block you in, and then all of them will go at you at one time. They'll stalk you first. They'll hunt you down. They find a corner, and that's when they get you. That's how they're gonna hunt 106. Because 106 has no chance. Because he has no chance of surviving against 3 or 4 of them. Because usually dogmen they come in pairs or fours or a pack. Usually a pack of dogmen would definitely shred 106. They would eat the fuck out of 106 because they cornered him. Because he has nowhere to go. Only place 106 can go is up on a tree. If he can find a tree. And another thing they can do to 106 is they can wear him down. That's another thing you can do to your prey is to wear them down. When you hunt them, you wear them down. And then when they can't go any further no more, that's the best time to fucking eat them. Put them to death. Because that's what I would do. If I was a hunter, I would hunt them down and I would wear them down. Make them run, make them struggle. That's what I would do. Because it's easier. Why for me is like, why fucking make them, why do you have to make it hard for yourself hunting these fuckers, Why make it hard? It's easy. It's easy to hunt. Because, it's funny, in my past lives, I used to hunt. So I understand about how to fucking wear my prey down, Another thing is I guess another way you can stalk them. You can stalk them and they won't even know that you're there, but somehow they know that you're there. They have the feeling that you're there, but it's like it's like an awkward feeling. Your gut feeling says, "Oh yeah, there's somebody stalking me. Somebody is stalking me. Somebody breathing hard right now who wants to eat me." Yeah, you understand about hunting a prey. So yeah, you gotta be quiet, or you can set up traps. That's another thing. That's a fun thing to do. Set up traps. Set up traps, especially for. We'll use 106 as an example. He's walking out in the forest. And you got to predict where he's going to walk. You got to predict where he's going to walk. I assuming that he will follow a trail. Knowing 106, he will follow a trail. So you got to figure you might have to set up a trap on the trail. You know, you might set his trap on the trail, and this guy wouldn't even notice anything. I mean, 106 is so. This is 106. Everything's normal. Everything's normal, but you set a trap in front of him. Hell yeah, yeah. Get his legs. Get him while he's still in pain. He's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle trying to take that fucking bear claw off his fucking legs, and then that's when you go up there, and that's when once he can't fucking move, that's when you go shoot him. You shoot him that way, you know. And it's pretty cool understanding how to hunt. Hunting a human being. In the army, we're trained to. I mean, if you look at the way we're trained in the army, we're trained just like to be hunters. If you look at it, we're trained to be hunters. That's exactly how the army trained us. We're trained to hunt other human beings. We're trained to defend our fucking site, our post. That's exactly what we do. We're trained to defend our post. I guess 106 never been in the army. I guess he has no experience being in the army, so he doesn't know what he thinks. He don't know what I'm talking about. For me, Claymore mines. God damn, I love Claymore mines. They're easy to set up. Claymore mines. That was my favorite thing in the army. Setting up Claymore mines. One thing is like, yeah, you set up a certain way. You can set up facing each other, or you can set up facing away. It's like, yeah, you kill more people with Claymore mines. I love Claymore mines. I love Claymore mines. You got two little things. If I remember, you got two little charges on it, and then you got a wire, and then you got the detonator. Then you have to bury the wire, and then blast. I forgot it was. It's like all black, back glass all clear, and then you press the switch, and then poosh. Yeah, I love that Claymore mine. I love Claymore. Hey, do you understand what a Claymore mine is? 106. Do you know what a Claymore? Have you ever been in the army? God damn. 106 would be easy to hunt. I think 106 would be easy to hunt. You know, I think I would. I think I could easily kill 106. I'm defending my posts, and 106 is the enemy. I'm just using him as an example. Since he's a non-combatant. I mean, it's pretty fascinating that what they trained me to do in the army. What they trained me. Hey, 106. Have you ever been in the army? What's your MOS 106? What is your MOS? You know, have you ever been in the army 106? Yeah, I still remember. I still remember some of the training that I did in basic. Like first aid. I remember the first aid training. Put a gauze pad. You put pressure on it. You can use stick. Use some stick to put pressure on it. Put pressure on the bleed. Yeah, you usually mostly gauze pad. You know, that's all they gave us on a first aid kit, like gauze pads. You know. Yeah, I remember I had a little pouch on my bib, and then what else? What else I remember? Oh yeah, setting up a defensive. Like a foxhole. We did a foxhole. I had to carry a 60 cal. It came in two. Well, no, I had the 50 cal. I had the 50 cal, and they came in two pieces. You know, I'm the one. I carried the firing the firing part. You know, my other partner carried the muzzle. They come in twos. They come in two muzzles. The 50 cal. You know, and I had to carry the yeah. I had to carry that. That was a pain in the ass. I had to carry my M16. I think I had an M16A3. I think I had an M16A3. And then plus I had to carry a 50 cal. So that was a pain in the ass, you know, carrying that everywhere we go. And then nighttime we had to dig a foxhole for two people. So we had to dig a foxhole for two people, and we had to make sure we have more room to, you know, the wave the gun, the way the spray the weapon, you know. And that's what's that stuff? Was I bullied in the army? No, actually, I was never bullied. I was actually a pretty good soldier. I was actually a good soldier, actually. Only person bullying me is you. It's funny. I had drill sergeants. I knew drill sergeants. You know, drill sergeants looked like me pretty. I mean, I was a really good soldier. You know, I get shit done. That's the way I was. I get shit done. That's the way I did things. You know, I don't. No, I never was a special. I was a truck driver. I was a truck driver. I like being a truck driver in the army. I was a truck driver in the army, and I was a really good one too. I was a really good driver too. You know, they liked me because I was a really good driver. You know, like I said, I got the highest when I left the army. I had the highest mileage. You know, I did 60,000 miles. Oh yeah, I was in the army. See, 37 Transcom, Save Driver Award, 10,000 miles. I got total of 60,000 miles. I drove 60,000 miles in Germany. 106 can't back himself up. I'm telling you, 106, I was a good soldier. I was a really good soldier. You know, you think I'm an idiot. You think I'm a fucking idiot, 106, but I'm really good at what I did. You know, I'm really good at what I did being a soldier, you know? You know, it's like that's funny about me is like the first day I drove a truck, you know, when I was 20 years old, going into truck, you know, going to AIT in Fort Leonard. I went to AIT Fort Leonard. I got in an 18 wheeler first time, and I backed the trailer up on one try. You know, I did it one try, first time. Never drove a truck before in my life, and I backed the trailer in between two cones in one try. You know, and then basic training. I went to Fort Jackson. I went to Fort Jackson for my basic training, 1991. I joined the army in 1991. I left in Maryland, and then and after that, I made it through basic. It was 8 weeks of basic. I made it through 8 weeks of basic. You know, it was really pressure. You know, for me having a disability, I had a disability. I'm telling you, 106, I have a disability when it comes to reading and writing. And it's funny, I made it. In a kind of, it's funny, couldn't think, my parents didn't think I could make it. My parents didn't think I could make it. They think I'm going to be stuck in a warehouse making $7-8 an hour, you know, but I made it. You know, I done the rifle. You know, I shot the rifle first time. I shot an M16 for the first time, and I made 1,300 meters. I think it was 1,200 meters. Because it's funny. I read the books. We have a manual in the Army that tells you how to shoot a rifle. So I kind of like took it out of the manual and say, okay, this is not that hard to do. So basically, you don't point at the target, you point on top of the target. For long range, if you want to do long range shooting, you point on top of the target because the bullet is going to come at an angle and it's going to hit the target. So I know exactly how to shoot a rifle. I know exactly how to shoot a target. You know, there's times. I mean, I like. It's like, yeah, I've done. I did the M16. I did the MOP. The MOP gear. The NBC. I've done that. You have to put on a mask at a certain amount of time. You got like, I think you have like 3 seconds to put on the mask and make sure it's all tight and it's all clear and say all clear, and then you gotta memorize the shots that you have to take when you're contaminated. When you're contaminated, you got to take the shots. You got to take the 2 shots. You got to put them on your knees. Remember that one. And then you take one of the shots and you bend it up and you make sure they see that you have the 2 shots. And then you got a decontamination. We had to go through. We had to go through a. I know. Let's see. And then we did a fucking 20-mile hike. I did a 20-mile hike in the Army. I think we had to do that in the whole day. We had to do that. We started, I think we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. And we got done hiking I think it was about 5 o'clock at night. It was nonstop hiking, it's like, drink a shitload of water. That's what they always tell us. Drink a shitload of water. So we did, Oh yeah, it's like, and then then let's see the 20-mile hike, then the PT. Yeah, the PT exercise that we had to be a certain. You had to have a certain amount of point. I was kind of like really good. Now, running wise, I was okay. I was almost fast, but not fast enough. I passed. I did my push. I did 100 push-ups. I did 100 push-ups and no, I did like 90 push-ups and 90 sit-ups. Back in the days when I was like 100. I was 100 and when I went in the Army, I was like 100 pounds. When I got done with basic training, I was 150 pounds. I gained 50 pounds of muscles when I got out of basic training. They built me up really good, So I was really I was maxed out, fit, And then I went to Leonardwood for my AIT, and that was a 4-week course. They threw me into the 88 the 4-week course because they needed 88 mics. They needed drivers right away because it was during the first war, the first war. I think it was the Saudi war or the oil, But I realized that they didn't need us. I mean, we did it. They just did it. They just drove me right through the course like real quick. Drove the deuce and a half, 5-ton Humvees, 915s and Hemmets. I drove the Hemmets. We had to be a crane. We had to be certified crane operators for the Hemmets. That wasn't pretty hard to do. The Hemmets was pretty. You know what a Hemmet is? A vehicle. The vehicles with 4 wheels, 4 big wheels. I was certified to do that. And then after I got done with AIT, I graduated from there, and they were going to put me heavy haul. I was supposed to be a heavy haul trucker when I get there, but driving the hets. They're the tank haulers. They haul the tanks, but they decided to change. They decided to not put me in, so they put me in the 950, the light wheel vehicle, the 915s. So I drove an M915 16 speed air shift. Air assist. It's all air. 16 gear. It's air right. Every time you slap this, we call it a slapstick. Because they always go every time doing 16 gear. But we're only allowed to drive 50 miles an hour. on the Autobahn in Germany, because that's where I was stationed. I was stationed in Mannheim, Germany. There's a place called Spinelli Barracks. Look up Spinelli Barracks because that's where I was first stationed at. And after that, I was stationed there for about 2.5 years, and then they changed us over to the new barracks down in Mannheim. Mannheim. It's called Coleman Barracks. Now they're shut down. I found out that Spinelli is shut down and Coleman is shut down because that's where I used to be stationed at. And I was really good. My squad leaders like me. And 106, judging me. This is 106, the typical fuckhead that he is, judging me. Thinking I've been bullied. No, I had some friends. I had some friends that are fucking tougher than you, 106. I had friends that are way tougher than you. I had friends that were ex-gang members. I had friends that were ex-gang members. I had friends that they had a. I had one friend that had a choice to go to jail or join the army. He's Latino. I remember him. I don't know why I forgot about it. Yeah, he was Latino. He had the two choices. He was a really good friend too. Both guys were really good friends with me. It's like I never forgot. I remember them, but I forgot their names. Because I don't like to remember people's names. Only person I remember was an asshole. His name was Respicio. He was I think he was a Filipino that lived in Hawaii, and all he wants to do is pick pineapples. I can remember him. And there was another guy named Trey Week. He was nerdy like me. He was definitely nerdy like me, but he was really smart as fuck. He was a really good guy. He was my roommate, I remember him. He was a cowboy. I knew a couple of cowboys in the fucking army, And there's some people I didn't like. I had people I didn't like. I didn't like the people that get drunk. This one guy, he was a good guy at first. He was a good guy at first, but when he gets too damn fucking drunk, it's like, fuck you. It's like I don't want to hang around with drunks. I was not the type that liked to hang around with drunks. So I kind of pissed this one guy off. Because he wanted to be friends with me. Yeah, he wanted to be friends with me. And he listened. All he does is listen to rock and roll, and get drunk and smoke. And I don't want to. I wasn't into that kind of stuff. I was more. I don't know. For me, I was more of a loner. I was kind of a loner in the army because I didn't want to party. The second year, the first 2 years, I didn't party. The first 2 years being in my unit was 150th Trans. My unit was 150th Trans, 37 Transcom. I was in second squad, and my squad leader was Sergeant Spears. Sergeant Spears was a great guy. He lives down here. I found out he lives down here in South Carolina. Sergeant Spears, he was a really good guy, but he only limited me, what I can do. Everybody knew I was a good driver. Everybody in my whole unit knew I was a good driver. Yeah, everybody in my unit knew I was a good driver. They wanted me to become a trainer. All the trainers wanted me to train people like you, 106. I would have been your trainer. If you were in the army, if you were 88 Mike, I would have been your trainer because I am good at what I do. Everything I do. I don't fuck around. When it comes to when I was younger, I don't fuck around like you do, 106. I don't fuck around. I do my job and I do it well. And the people in the army knows. The people my unit, the people, everybody knew. The first sergeant knew. Yeah, the first sergeant knew. My lieutenant knew. Fucking my NCO, all the drill sergeants. I knew 2 drill sergeants, and they knew that I was a good fucking worker. They knew I was a good fucking worker. It's like I don't take shit from nobody. That's the way I am. I don't take shit from you, 106. That's the way I am. I don't take shit from you. You're nothing but a fucking pussy. I may be a fat ass, but you're still a pussy to me. Yeah, you don't see you don't see the other side of me. That's the problem with you. When you assume that you know everything about me, you don't know shit from me. You don't know shit from your ass. 106, you don't know shit about me. You know, the army. I mean, it's funny. I got honorable discharge. It's funny. 106. I got 3 honorable discharge. Guess what? 106. I got 3 honorable discharge. You know, I got 3 of them for some reason. You know, because I went to the reserves in Georgia, and I got fed up. I kind of like got fed up because they were going to train me to be a mechanic. They were going to train me to be a mechanic for howitzers, you know, for the howitzer tanks, and I had to be on a waiting list to get it. So I say, fuck this shit, you know. I kind of like walked out, you know, and then they just gave me honorable discharge, you know. I got tired of the fucking army. I mean, I got tired of wearing green. I hate wearing green. The army for me was an experience. I joined the army because I wanted to get away from my parents. That's the reason why I joined the army. I joined the army to get away from my parents. Plus, I was overseas, and that was the best experience I ever had. Being overseas, being in Germany. I've been in Germany 3 times. 106. I've been in Germany 3 times. I was born in Germany, and I fucking went to high school in Germany, and I was stationed in Germany. So don't tell me about culture because I know about culture, you know? You know, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to France. You know, it's like, yeah. I've been to Spain. Yeah, it's funny about the army. The army gave me free travels. And I took advantage of it. I took advantage of every chance I got, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's funny, my mom is Vietnamese. That's one thing you gotta understand, 106. My mom is Vietnamese. She's from North Vietnam. You know where North Vietnam is, 106? Do you know where North Vietnam is? That's where my mom come from. That's where she used to live. My dad, he's English. He's from Boston. He's from Boston. You know? So look at you, 106. You have all the money in the world and you don't even travel. Yeah. You know, it's funny. My uncle is a VC. My uncle is a VC. I'm telling you, my uncle is a VC. My uncle was a VC because he died in training, died in communist training. He was a communist. My uncle was a communist, you know? So, yeah, I understand, you know, I understand about why my mom ran from the north down to the south, you know? I understand communism. You know, it's funny. I've been in Germany when the wall was up. Did you know that? Did you know that 106? I've been in Germany when the wall was up. I've been in the museum when the wall was up. You know, I took a train ride. This is during my teenage days when I was stationed in Germany. When my dad was stationed in Germany, my dad was stationed in Germany, and we took a tour of the East Berlin. We went to East Berlin. You know, we went to the museum. Our family, some of the families had to went to East Berlin to experience it. You know, and I remember seeing the wall being up. You know, I remember the train, the train crossing where you had to show your passport across into East Berlin. You know, because it was part of some kind of a tour. It was like a tour, and I remember seeing the photographs of all the people who were trying to get to the West Berlin, all the blood. You know, I remember seeing the photographs of people dying to get to West Berlin, you know? And then I remember seeing the cars that were made out of wood. They had wooden cars, little small wooden cars with lawnmower engines, you know? I remember that shit, you know? I was there when the wall was up, you know? How about you? How about you, 106? Where have you been? Where have you been? All that money that you have, you don't even travel. Do you travel, 106, with all that fucking money that you have? Because, you know, it's funny, take advantage of traveling. Experience everything that you can experience. Because, you know, you may not know shit. I mean, you may not know anything if you don't travel. You know, you calling me, you look at me like I'm a stupid fuck. You know, but I look at you like a dumb idiot. That's how I look at you. You're nothing but a dumb idiot in my eyes. You know, what have you done? 106. What have you done? I done everything that I seen things. You know, I done things. You know, what have you done? 106. So you assume that you know shit about me. You don't know shit about me, 106. You know nothing about me. All you are is nothing but a fucking pathetic bully. That's what you are. You're an uncultured bully. That's what you are. You're so uncultured in everything that you are. Just like Grampy Lobster, he's so uncultured himself. You know. That's why it's funny about me. It's like you know, funny. I love Germany. I love the way what I love the way they do their health system there. I mean, it's government, but it's like, yeah, you have to show a card because I had a girlfriend, a German girlfriend. You know, she was just a friend, but she showed me how she does her medical thing. They do go on a waiting list, but sometimes they don't. Some things they don't have to wait too long for. So yeah, I kind of am in it. Back then, I admired Germany. I admired living in Germany. It's like I wish I never. Some part of me wish I never came back to the United States. You know, but I know if I survive in Germany, I don't speak German. I don't speak German at all. And it's funny. I'm a dual citizen. I'm a dual citizen too. 106. You know, I am a dual citizen. I'm German and I'm fucking American born. You know, I was born on a military base. I was born on a military base. I have a military certificate, so I am military issue. They call us military issue. That's what they call us. You know, I am military issue. You know, because I have two birth certificates. One's military. You know, I have a document that's in military, and I have another document that's in German. You know, so yeah, I'm a dual citizenship. It's like my dad wanted me to convert, go all American. I don't want to. I don't want to go. I don't want to be all American. I want to be dual citizen. I like being a dual citizen. You know, I love being a dual citizen. It shows you that I have more culture. You know, it's like I love Germany. I think German people are very. I mean, German people can be pretty friendly. I mean, when I was in Germany, I was doing my run like a regular run. I used to do my exercise around the barracks. You know, I used to run like 2 miles around the barracks, and at one time, this German guy pulled over, and he thought I was doing a PT test. He thought I was doing a PT test. This German guy was going to help me cheat. This German guy was going to help me cheat my PT test, and it was like I mean, I say, no, I'm not taking a test. I'm not taking a test, you know. But it was the nicest guy. I realized how nice the German people are when I was there. You know, the German people were so nice. You know, they were pretty nice people. You know, it's funny. One thing I miss about Germany is the bratwurst, the pomfret and the bratwurst. You know, I was addicted to pomfrets and bratwurst with curry ketchup on it. You know, always curry ketchup on it, you know, and taking the Strauss. I always took a Strauss. I didn't have a car, you know, until I moved to Coleman. Coleman, I had a BMW 318. It was like a 1981 model 318. It had an exhaust leak, you know, but it got me around. It was a hoopty. I bought it for $800. I bought the fucking view, and then when I left the army, I gave away that car to a mechanic. I gave that car away because I couldn't take it with me because it's like I didn't want to take it with me because I had to change out the windshield. You had to change the windshield, the speedometers, you know, and then so it could be because the windshield there is pretty thin compared to Americans. You can fly right through the windshield there, you know. I remember that. Yeah, I mean, the best time I had was the Oktoberfest. They had their Oktoberfest every year. All the Germans they They love their beer. I admitted the Germans, they love their fucking beer. They drink a shit. They have their own fucking, you know, beer finery, so, in their own town. You know, it really shows you how dedicated they are with their beers. It's like, yeah, I love Germany. I mean, I had a good friend. I had a really good friend in Germany. She was really good friend with me. You know, it's like, but she had problems too. There was a Bosnian that gave fucking problem. I took a punch for her. That's the way I was, and I don't like seeing anybody hitting a woman. I don't like anybody hitting a fucking woman. I'm willing to fucking take a punch, and I did. I took a punch. And then turn around, this guy slashed all her tires and cut her batteries. This just shows you how paranoid schizo people that she dated. I still haven't forgotten about that. She dated some really fucking fucked up people. But turn around, I found out when I left, she was taking drugs. She was shooting. You know, yeah, she was. Yeah, she has her. I mean, women. Back in the '90s or '91, the women had a certain particular look. I was a nerd. I looked like a fucking nerd. So no way in hell that I could get a girl. And I know I got laughed at. It's funny about me. I got laughed at by women. I got laughed at by German girls because I was so damn fucking nerdy. You know. I had a German girl, and she was like blonde hair, good looking, and she looked at me and my friend and started laughing at us because she'd rather date a guy that looks like she likes the, I don't know, German one. They either want a black guy or a fucking white guy, and then sometimes I see in between brown guys, but they have their particular looks, and sometimes they'll use you. I had a German girl who gave me her fucking her fucking telephone number. She gave me her telephone number out of the blues. I mean, she came into my barracks. She gave me her telephone number, and I kind of like, okay, I know what she's doing. She's gonna use me. We're gonna have a relationship. She's gonna use me, and then once she get in America, we're gonna get divorced, and she got an American citizen. That's exactly what they do. You know, this is exactly how it works. Because they do that a lot. Just to come over here to America. Well, I don't know. Why would you want to come to America? Don't come to America. Germany is the best. German ladies, do not come to America. America sucks. America sucks. Germany, people in Germany, America sucks. Don't come here. You look at your country. Your country clean. That's one thing I like about Germany. It's so clean. They have that country is so clean. They fine you on every fucking thing. I realize that these fuckers fine you on every fucking thing, on trash, especially with trash and cutting trees down. They fine you on every fucking thing. It's really. I mean, yeah, it's fucked up, but it kind of like, if you look at Germany. Germany is clean. I mean, where I was at, it was super. Their city was super clean. The city, Mannheim was clean to me. It was super clean compared to the cities I've seen. New Jersey's a shithole. New York is a shithole. Chicago is a shithole compared to Mannheim. California is a shithole compared to Mannheim. It's way cleaner. And I hardly see homeless people too. I hardly see any homeless people in Germany. I very rarely see homeless people in Germany compared to America. What's so fucked up? This is really fun. When I went to Amsterdam, I've been to Amsterdam too, and I didn't see any homeless people in Amsterdam. So yeah, I realized that they take care of their people. I realized that people in Amsterdam, they actually do take care of their people. Isn't that kind of interesting? that they take care of their people. How is it America doesn't do the same thing? How is it America doesn't do the same fucking thing, you know? Because they don't take care of their fucking people. That's why I prefer European whites. I like European white people more than I like the American white people. I don't know why. I love the European white people more than I like the American white people. Because I was like, I enjoyed my time there when I was there. I enjoyed every moment I was there in Germany. It was the best time I ever had. And the people I worked with, they were good people. All the people I worked with, they were good people. The people that I served with were all good people. We took care of. I mean, we took care of each other in the army. We took care of each other. That's the way it works, you know. No one bullies nobody. That's one thing you don't understand. 106. No one bullies nobody unless you're a fucking idiot. Because we had one fucking idiot. We had a one fucking idiot in my platoon. We had one fucking idiot in my platoon, in my squad, you know? And yeah, this guy was so fucking, I mean, he was a fucking, you see me as stupid. This guy was even more stupid than I was. This guy was more stupid than I was, you know? It's like he doesn't fucking take care of his shit. You know, the whole objective in the army is to take care of your shit. Get all your shit. You mean everything, you gotta get your shit together. That's exactly how the army is. You get your shit together. You know? Make sure it's like every time at the end of, like, for me, my job, you know, they give me a dispatch, and sometimes we go in convoys. We do a lot of convoy driving, you know, and then they tell us where we go, what hotels we're gonna stay in, and then we offload the whatever products or items in the fucking trailer, and then turn around, we go back to the motor pool, you know. And then once we're done with the motor pool, we do our post trips on our trucks, and then we make sure all the doors are locked. We put padlocks on the doors, and all the oil pans have to be underneath the fucking trucks. All the oil pans. We have black oil pans that has to be underneath the fucking trucks, you know. So yeah, if you don't lock your truck, then you can get written up. Because the idiot that used to be in my squad went to another squad, and he forgot to lock his truck up, and he got his ass chewed out, and then he got demoted because he didn't lock his truck out, because he was talking back. He was talking back to his squad leader, his staff sergeant. Staff sergeant is the squad leader. First sergeant, yeah, staff sergeant, first sergeant, yeah. First sergeant is staff sergeant, squad leader, and then I think first sergeant. No, first sergeant is a fucking platoon leader. No, not platoon leader. Company leader. Yeah, first sergeant is company leader. Sergeant first class is I think, yeah, is platoon leader. Yeah, so we had 3 squads. Yeah, we had 3 squads. Yeah, okay. Ours was mine was second squad. Yeah, I was in second squad. 150, and then we turned into 70th Trans. I remember now. Now I'm starting to remember now. We went from 150th Trans, and then we got turned into 70th Trans, and then we got different trucks. We turned in our old truck. 150th turned in the old trucks and got the automatics, the 5-speed automatics. Piece of shit. Yeah. It's funny. It's like sometimes I don't want to remember all this shit. 106. Sometimes I do not like to. I kind of forget all about this shit. I really, it's like, it's funny. Basic training. I remember this. My drill sergeant was a female, and the first thing they said, "What color? What color are you? What color are you?" And I told her, "I'm Asian. I'm half Asian." No, no, no. You're green. You're green. Damn it. I remember that one. You're green. We're all green. In the army, we're all green. You know, I remember that what she said to me. We're all green. We're all the same color. We all wear the same color, green. You know, and we all bleed the same color too, red. We all bleed the same color, red. You know. Yeah, I remember she saying that to me. What color are you? That got me surprised. You know, we're all green. We're all the same. You know, because it's funny when you go out. I think when you go out when you're going out to war, everybody's the same. There's no judgment. I think there's no judgment. I think when you go out, you know, because it's funny. I used to see the guys who came back from the the first war. I saw the guys who came back from the first war. Yeah. Anybody? It's like when you went to war. When somebody there's all well, you can tell when somebody didn't go to war is like they have one patch on. They have their unit patch on one side. When somebody went to war, so they get to keep their other unit patch. They have another unit patch. The original unit patch, they get to keep that. I think they keep that all the way through. They went to war. So that's exact. If you see somebody with two patches on them, they went to war. If you see one with one patch on one side, the unit patch, they didn't go to war at all. That was me. Oh yeah, I got my uniform. Oh, I got the greens. Yeah. Out were the greens. This is my color. This is like the early days, 90s. This is my uniform. Like in the old days. I still keep my uniform. I have my awards too. I still have all my awards. They're up in my other closet. I have I think I have like about 15 awards, you know, mostly of driving. Yeah, and no one bullied me. I realized that no one bullied me. We never bullied anybody. Well, when it comes to drinking, you get bullied. When it comes because most of the people in the barracks they drank a lot. Because I remember that they drank a lot. They drank a shitload. They drank a lot. They make it sound like it's a good thing. When you're in your early, when you're in your, I was just when I got it in, I just turned 21. When I finally got to my unit, I just turned 21, so I was legally I could drink legally. So that's the first time I ever legally drank was in Germany. You know, yeah, the first time I drank was in Germany, where I legally turned 21. So yeah, yeah, everybody. I remember everybody in my fucking barracks drank. Everybody. For me, it was like, yeah, it was like the first 2 months I did. I went out, but I didn't hardly drink. I stayed at my barracks and played Nintendo. The old Nintendo with Mario Brothers. Yeah, I used to play Nintendo. You know, and then listen to music. Well, that's all I did is listen to music, play Nintendo, and watch VHS movies. And we had VHS back then. Yeah, we had VHS. Remember VHS? You know? So I used to go up to this sergeant upstairs. I used to go up to him and he has his own. I used to rent movies from him, you know? Because he doesn't like anybody stealing his shit. So basically, I give him like a couple of dollars to rent some of his movies because most of the movies he stole. I mean, he copyrighted most of the movies that's been out. So I used to go rent from him all the time. He's a pretty cool guy. He was a small guy. He lived up in the attic. He was an E5. When you become an E5, you get your own room. Yeah, when you become an E5, E5 is a sergeant. You get your own room, you know. And then, I was an E4. I got out as an E4. I was a specialist when I got out, you know. I was a specialist when I got out. It's like they wanted me to re-enlist. I didn't. I said hell no, hell no. I ain't gonna re-enlist. I'm too stupid to re-enlist. It's like I could have gone to. I don't know. I didn't want. I was supposed to go in front of the board and for being an E4P. E4P means E4 promotable. So yeah, to become an E5. I said no, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to be here for long. So I just came in there to drive a truck. That's the whole idea. What I joined the army for is to drive a truck because I don't, and plus I was too young. The way when I went to see the guide at the truck driving school, they told me that only job I could get is working out on the farm in Maryland. They think only truck driving I can do is working a farm in Maryland, doing that, and then say, okay, never mind. I had a choice of going to trucking school or join the army. So those are the two choices I had. Join the army, and being, I wanted to be an artist, and that I knew that's not going to go nowhere. I wanted to be an artist. I didn't want to be a truck. I didn't want to join the army, to be honest. I didn't want to fucking be a truck driver. I want to be an artist more than being a fucking truck driver. Is like, I think truck driving was my fucking third choice. I went to community college too. I went to community college because I wanted to be a commercial artist, and I realized I wasn't that good. Being a commercial artist. And then plus they wasn't making any money either. I realized that they wasn't making any money, so survivability. I'll still be under the living in a fucking Maryland and fucking near Baltimore. I still wouldn't have enough money to survive. It's like I'll barely make it. It's like everything I do is barely make it. And then I got, it's funny. Then I got, it's like yeah. So I decided to join the army and be a truck driver. That was like my third choice. Truck driving wasn't my first choice. Truck driving was actually my third choice. I like art. I just love art. Art is, it's like, it's funny. When I was in the army, I went to France. I went to the Louvre. And I saw the Mona Lisa. And that kind of inspired me a lot. Mona Lisa, when I actually saw the painting of Mona Lisa. And then I went to England. I went to another museum in England. That was pretty cool. Seeing all the armors, seeing that they had guns. They invented guns back in the Middle Ages. I saw guns. It was weird. So guns were pretty old. They were already invented because the Chinese invented gunpowder. This yeah, everything came from the Chinese. Gunpowder, and everything. American just took it and used it, modernized it. Oh yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Yeah, Mona Lisa was my thing. I had a photo. I had a poster of the Mona Lisa. I hung the two things I liked when I was in the army: the Mona Lisa and Daredevil. I used to read the Daredevil comics. I used to read a lot of comics in the army. I used to collect a lot of comics in the army. You know, Mostly to kill time because it was back then. In the 90s, we only had one channel. They called it the AFES channel. The AFES channel. They had one channel, one American channel, the AFES channel. And that's why we mostly rent movies. We rent movies a lot. I rented a lot of movies when I was over there. And on the weekends, I got out. I went go to Mannheim, and usually I just go there, get my fucking bratwurst and pomfrets, and then walk around, window shopping, see what's going on. And then the other 2 years, I was hanging around with a group of people. I had a lot of people. I had a lot of friends on my second half of the second half of the year. I had a lot of friends on the second half of the year. I had a good time with them too. We actually into a Nazi bar one time. We saw all the what you call it, the symbols, the Nazi symbol. Yeah, we noticed that when we walked in there. Said, "What the fuck? This is a Nazi bar." We walked into a Nazi bar. I remember, I remember that. I said, "What the fuck? Okay, we're kind of out of place here." Yeah, swastika. Yeah, the bar had swastikas all over the walls, and all over the walls. I remember that. So sometimes we walk in things we don't even know what we're walking into because we don't speak any German. And then we went to the red line district. They had a red line district. The hookers legalized. They have legalized hookers over there. A red line district. And most of the time it's like, yeah, some of my friends go there. Some of my friends went there. It's like, okay. you know. Yeah, I remember those. It's strange remembering all this shit. And then most of the time, we used to go hang around with the families and have barbecues. Sometimes the families invite us to come over to their house and have barbecues. I remember we had we had a barbecue there. That was on it was on the it was on the it was on I forgot what base it was. Harrisonburg. I think it's Harrisonburg. Yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time being there. So yeah, this is our color. This is the color I used to wear in the army. This is our color. Green. You know? Green. Old school. I guess now it's old school. It's so weird that this is old school army. You know. Plus, I'm a military brat. That's another thing you got to understand, that I'm a military brat. My dad, my dad is an officer in the army. My dad is an officer in the army. You know. Yeah, my dad's a retired colonel in the army. So yeah, I lived in the army. I practically lived in the army. My whole life is the army, you know. I seen like in the 70s, like the early 70s, where where the soldiers were wearing green. I mean solid green, and they're running in boots. They were running in boots. They weren't running in tennis shoes. They were running in boots. And I used to see the old tanks. Not the M1s that we have today, and not the M1. I remember seeing the M1s when they first came out in the 80s. The M1A1. I remember seeing, and then Black Hawk, because I remember my dad taking me to his office in Fort Benning. My dad was stationed in Fort Benning, Georgia. You know, I remember him taking me into his office, and he took me to see the M1A1s and the Bradleys. I remember the Bradleys when they first came out. The Bradleys. My dad test drove the first Bradleys when they first came out. You know, originally they had the APC, just the troop carriers. They were troop carriers, APCs. You know, and then they decided to put a turret on the APC. They decided to put a turret and a tow missile. They have a tow missile on it. It's a wire guided. They have a wire guided tow missile on the fucking Bradley. So basically, when you shoot it, they can steer they can steer the missile. It's still wired, you know, as they steer the missile to the target. So yeah, I remember. It's funny for being a little kid. It's funny for me being a little kid remembering this kind of stuff. You know, and I remember when the M1 A1 came out, you know, and then I think what was the older tank? I forgot the older tank. Let me look that up. I forgot. I'm trying to remember the old tanks. 1970s tanks. Here it is. It's the M60A3. This is the tank I used to see back in like in the 70s, you know. I was 10 years old when I saw these guys. I was 10 years old. This is the tanks I used to see when I was little, you know. This was my dad's old unit. This is the APC. This the Bradley took over for these guys. The Bradley took over for the APCs. You remember Gamma Goats? I remember the Gamma Goats in Germany. So I used to see this in Germany, the Gamma Goats. Yeah, I remember going to. I remember my dad taking me in the field, and I used to see these vehicles in Germany, the Gamma Goats. I remember my dad driving in the original Jeep. I remember my dad was driving in the original Army Jeep. See, my dad. I remember back in the 80s, the set between 70 and 80s, my dad was driving in these Jeeps. My dad was driving these Jeeps back in my time. Yeah, my dad's battalion was 341 battalion. Yeah, 341. I remember his battalion 341. I remember the first time the Humvee came out. I remember the Humvee came out in the 80s. You know, it was so weird seeing the Humvees taking over for the Jeeps in the 80s. Like the slow transitioning, watching the Jeep, the Humvee, the and the only thing as I transitioned to the Army, I mean they were improving the equipment. Only thing they didn't do in the 90s is that they didn't have any armor. They didn't put no armor on the Humvees. They didn't put no armor on the 5 tons, deuce and a halves. So what they made us do, they made us put fucking sandbags in them. So we had to use sandbags as armor in our 915s and deuce and a halves and 5 tons, you know, and Hemmets. They had no armor whatsoever. 341 battalion. I wonder if they got that one. Oh yeah, they still have 341. They still have 341. That's pretty interesting. They're still. Yeah, my dad was in a 341 armored battalion. This was my dad's. This is what my dad was in charge of. The APs, the Bradleys. This was what I was supposed to do when I was in the army. I was supposed to be one of these things, doing heavy haul, but they changed me. They changed me into this is the new heavy haul. Well, now it's old heavy haul. I don't know what they're using now. Here's a helmet. I'll show you what a helmet looks like. Yeah, this is the helmet. This is what I was trained for in AIT. I was trained to drive this. Only in four, four 8 wheels. There's one that has an extra set of wheels. It's 10 wheels. You have to be an E5. I found out that you have to be an E5 to drive the 10 wheel version because that's the one that's hauling the howitzer rounds. You know, the way they do it, they stage it on flatbed. They take the howitzer around, they stage it on a flatbed, and they park it right next to the howitzer, and all they do is lug it, or they lug it to the howitzer round. You know, and you got to have your fueler. The fueler is staged somewhere else where you need to fill the trucks up. Trucks always got to get fuel. You always have to fuel up the trucks. So this is what the E5 drives. Only an E5 can drive this vehicle. This one right here. Only an E5 can drive that. You have to be a sergeant to drive that vehicle. You can be an E4 and below to drive this vehicle. So yeah, I learned a lot when I was in reserves. I try to get them to let me drive that. I try to say, hey, why can't I drive it? It doesn't look hard to drive. It's really simple. It's not. It doesn't. It's not even big. To me, it's not that big. Let's see, what do they call it? Hets? Hets. No, that's not it. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I can remember hearing those sounds. I can hear the sounds of those vehicles, those army vehicles. I remember those hits, the new hits coming out when I left the army. Big motherfuckers though, more roomy than the old ones. Oh yeah, it's funny. You just give me flashbacks. You know, talking about this shit. Yeah, so I would have no problems killing anybody. I think I would have no problems killing anybody. Or maybe, I don't know. I might have problems. Because, it's funny. I found out that the soldiers out there, they have a psychological problems. When you go to war, you're going to have psychological problems. You know, you're going to commit suicide. Why are the soldiers, for me, understanding why are the soldiers committing suicide, Why are the soldiers committing suicide? What did they see to make them commit suicide? What did they see to make them commit suicide? They saw something they didn't want to do. I think they saw something they hate to do to commit suicide. It's funny, people like you guys don't you know don't understand. Maybe I don't understand. I mean, you got to be really tough to face that problem. Killing somebody. I think killing somebody will make you will leave you make you a psychological mess. Killing somebody, just killing a human being, you know, killing a human being, especially an innocent one, especially the innocent one. That's gonna leave you a mark. So I wonder, did the soldiers kill innocent people? Maybe that's the reason why they commit suicide, is that they were killing innocent people. You know, you understand? Why they commit suicide? Because I had to question what's going on in the wars. Well, because it's all about corporations. You fight a war for corporations. You're making money for the corporations every time you fight. Every time you destroy an equipment, it's always being replaced or disregard too. Because I was supposed to be deployed to Bosnia, and I found out we were going to take old World War II equipment like 5 tons. You know, Vietnam era 5 tons or something. 5 tons and old piece of shit equipment. We were going to just leave them in Bosnia because that's the way they told us. We're going to just abandon all the all the old piece of shit equipment in Bosnia. This is how military get rid of their stuff. This is how military they don't scrap metal any. I think, why don't they scrap metal it? Why don't they scrap metal it and reuse the metal? Which I don't understand is how is it they don't reuse the metal? you know, all that metal rusting, you know. I used to pick up in kegi sites. I remember, I think I had to pick up two Hummers. Oh no, two Cut V's. Cut V's is a Chevy. I'll show you what a Cut V is. This is this is a vehicle I drove in the army. We call it Cut V's. It's a diesel. It has a diesel engine in it. You know, most of everything had a diesel. Every equipment had a diesel, and the gas that we used was JP8. JP8. All the equipment was running on JP8, jet fuel. JP8. Yeah, all the equipment was running on JP. Even the trucks, these things were running on the same exact fuel. JP8. God, now I remember. It's funny that I remember it. You know. So yeah, this is a vehicle I drove. We didn't have a Humvee since we were a trans unit. We had these kind of vehicles instead. You know. I used to haul my lieutenant. I used to drive my lieutenant. I used to drive the lieutenant around. I did that one time, and I drove the sergeant major around on my last day with this thing. I remember driving this thing. I drove the sergeant major with this. Took him out in the field. You know, driving a lieutenant for a week, having a lieutenant in the same vehicle for a week it sucked. You know, it's like it sucked having a lieutenant. That was a lead vehicle too. I was leading all the convoy. I remember I took him on a wrong turn, and it turns out to be the shortest route. I took him on the wrong turn, and it turned out to be the shortest route. I remember that day. You know, like it's like because I looked on the map and say, okay, this is where we're gonna go. Okay, so yeah, I took him. I cut their time by. I think I cut their time by 20 minutes going through the route I took them. So yeah, this is the vehicle I drove. Yeah, we had other vehicles too. We had Volkswagen vans. I used to drive Volkswagen vans with stick shifts in it. We had stick shift in the Volkswagen vans. We used to drive civilians around with them. We used to go to a charity in Germany. Used to volunteer to do a charity in Germany. I did it. I did it every year. I just say, okay, I'll do it. Let me do it. It was nice just to get away from the army. So basically, we just took all the clothing and we just separate everything. It lasted a whole day. No, it lasted a week. It was a week long. It was a nice week. And then another thing they did one time, I think on my third year, I had to go to K Town, Kaiserslautern, K Town, where the main where 37 Transcom, the main where the general's that's in charge of the whole fucking trans unit, you know, brigade unit, where the main brigade unit is. So I had to work in a warehouse. Me and my friend, we worked in a warehouse for a month. Stacking tires up. I remember I had to stack a shitload of tires. Inventory. We had to use a forklift and stage everything. It was all. It's like it was inventory for everything, for the whole brigade, the whole trans unit. The tires were stacked like about 20 high, almost to the roof. All brand new tires. Jeez, I remember that. And all I did was go to my room, Go to the warehouse. Go to my room. Go to the warehouse. Did month of doing that shit. Got a certificate for working in the warehouse. I got a certificate for working in a fucking warehouse, you know. Oh yeah, I'm just telling these people my old days being in the service. I guess I'm boring the fuck out of them right now. Yeah, shows you. I remember. It's funny. Have a nice day. I'm done. Nice talking.